北韓咧喺10月10日慶祝佢個執政黨成立75週年，舉行咗咧軍事演習軍事表演military parade。人哋咧做呢啲咁嘅軍事表演要話俾人知我哋有啲咩嘢喺日頭做嘅，佢咧就選擇咗喺夜晚做，所以又比較特別。咁喺呢個特別之中咧，就有一個更加特別，就係佢嗰啲飛機咧就裝咗啲 LED 之類嘅燈喺度，所以咧就中國咧就揾無人機嚟表演一啲咁嘅嘢啦係我哋做慶祝啊。佢而家唔係用戰鬥機所以佢嘅戰鬥機咧就裝咗一啲燈喺上面，嗰陣時喺天空上面幾好睇噶。咁所以咧就佢個成個嘅表呢個咩軍事嘅顯示實力啦個步操咁啲嘢咧，咁就2個半鐘頭長。咁我相信大家冇咁多時間想睇晒全套啦，係嘛？所以我會將嗰個節鏈放喺個描述度，大家如果有興趣可以調佢睇。我喺呢度就截一段仔俾大家睇，就係佢嗰個飛機幾好睇噶嗰橛。咁
Now, we're seeing the pilots getting aboard their aircraft. Tell us about these planes. What are they useful for? How would they fare in combat with South Korea, with Japan? Tell us, share your thoughts.
Yeah, so these are the basically the most modern aircraft which North Korea has to offer. They're MiG-29s. They are formerly Soviet. They are fighter aircraft, which during the Cold War were sort of seen as the opponent for the F-16. Nowadays we know that in capabilities they actually fall quite short of that. North Korea was often reported to have received like 40 of them, but in reality the number is around 12, 3 of which are of a slightly more modern variant. Here they've equipped them with all types of neon lights for the parade, so they are better visible at night. We saw some new painting applied to the sides of the cockpits, possibly indicating that they're part of like an aerobatics team, as far as that's possible when you only have 12 of these aircraft. To be entirely honest, this is the best North Korea has on offer. It's entirely likely that if a war breaks out, they'll be shot down in very short notice. But they are used for quick reaction duty, where a couple of these aircraft are on the tarmac on all 8 times, and if their airspace is breached or threatened, in the past they've sent them out quickly to intercept.
And we got 7 right now flying in formation. How many did you say total?
Yeah, this is quite a high number. I think the highest number I've seen in the air at one time was 6 up until this point, and they have like 12 in total. So you're basically seeing over half the entire North Korean MiG-29 fleet.
And just on the right there seems to be, I think I can see a plane without the luminescent lights. You can see some, maybe it's a camera crew flying behind.
Yeah, may well be. I can imagine.
So it looks like fireworks going off from the aircraft itself.
Yeah, fireworks or simply flares. In wartime, flares are used, of course, to divert anti-air defenses and air-to-air missiles, so that the aircraft itself doesn't get hit. Fireworks like this are very, very common during North Korean parades. Typically from their older, slower aircraft, though, because that makes for a prettier image.
Do you think we're going to see the something fascinating about this? We're seeing a lot of aerial footage from the planes themselves. I mean, this is very new. We've never ever seen this before. Pretty incredible that they've been able to pull this off. I mean, if this was being, what are we seeing? Is this the Antonov biplanes?
Yeah, I suspect it is. As far as I can tell by the outline, these are the ancient Antonov 2 airplanes, of which North Korea has an absolutely vast fleet, and which it typically uses during its parades to, ride out symbols in the sky, like the Workers' Party symbol here. They also use other old aircraft like the Chinese and Soviet Yak-18 CJ5. Those are like Korean War era aircraft, which they still operate. Not just for this purpose, but also for wartime purposes actually.
Now, some laugh about these biplanes. I mean, they are decades old, but they, if I understand correctly, they do actually have some rather surprising stealth qualities.
Well, I wouldn't talk about stealth qualities per se. Those, like some people say, they're partly made of wood, which isn't true, and that would give them stealth properties for some reason. But they have been outfitted in many cases with like terrain following radars, which allow you to fly very low over the ground, so that radars won't pick up your signature until very late. And they have, if I remember correctly, like 300 of these aircraft, most modernized in surface, whose sole purpose is to insert special forces behind South Korean lines. You're going to see a very high attrition rate amongst these aircraft, of course, but some are bound to get through, and especially given the modifications which are meant to ensure that they actually get to their targets in the south. It's a dubious tactic, but it might pay off for them in a wartime.
And these aircraft we're seeing now, they look a bit faster, right?
And yeah, I can't really spot what these seem to be. They might be the Sukhois, which we saw earlier, by the fact that they're presumably jets. So another 7 Sukhoi 25s, I think. Yes, would seem to be the case. And they're not usually this smoky, I should say. So it's possible that they've injected something to create these pretty smoke lines in the sky.